These are the stories of the artists who had potential to be great but didn't reach their potential because of jealousy, hate, envy, or self-destruction. These are the stories of struggle, come up, and tragedy. This is Unrapped.
That's how the drums sound in that chopper when I'm lurking to rip a nigga house up.
Mo3, born Melvin Abdul Noble Jr., May 31st, 1992, in McKinley, Texas. When he was little, his mother would move the family to North Dallas, Texas, which is a 50-minute drive away from McKinley. Mo3 stayed with his mom, but his dad was always in his life. His dad stayed in Oak Cliff, which is in southwest Dallas. Mo3 had 9 siblings. He only had one with his mother, which is his young brother, Coach Gotti, who's also a rapper. And he had 8 other siblings on his daddy's side. Now, Mo3 was different. He never had dreams of being no rapper, but it was always in him. When he was younger, his mama would have him and his brother in the church singing, and his dad was also a rapper, would have him rapping for his homeboys. The name Mo3 comes from his parents. On his mom's side, they used to call him Lil Mo, and on his dad's side, they used to call him Lil 3, because his daddy's street name was Third. That's why they call him Lil 3. Put them together, you got Mo3. Mo3 would jump out the porch at 12 years old when he stole his big cousin gun. His mother would find out about it and tell his dad, and his dad would report it to the police just to teach him a lesson. But this didn't slow Mo3 down. At the age of 14, he was arrested for aggravated robbery, in which he did 6 months in a juvenile facility, which he was eventually let out of with an ankle monitor, but this didn't slow 3 down. Shortly after, he would commit another aggravated robbery, and the judge got tired of Mo3 antics and put him in placement, which is a group home. Once in placement, 3 was shipped to damn near every facility in Texas until he was eventually released at the age of 17, but this still didn't slow 3 down. At the age of 17, he was arrested for 4 aggravated robberies. Mo3 in the interview said he only really did 2 of them, but he took the other 2 charges for his homeboy. 3 was facing 45 years, but took a plea deal and only got 10 years. To make the situation worse, his friend who he took the charge for, he ended up snitching on him. Plus, his mother lost her house, her job, and her car trying to pay for his lawyers. But when 3 dad came to see him, this would really changed everything. 3 said his dad came to see him while he was in prison and convinced him to start taking music seriously. Mo3 would only have to do 2 years and got out for good behavior and released at the age of 19 on parole.
Hold your tongue, cause you might say something I might not like.
When Mo3 got out, he did exactly what his daddy told him to do and hit the studio. And on August 14, 2013, he released his first song called Hold Your Tongue, which was a remake of a Dallas song by Big Chief, Mr. Lucci, and Mr. Pookie called Half Stepping. Now at first, the song, it moved slow. It was slow tracks. But when he dropped the video to Hold Your Tongue, it instantly started doing numbers and it went viral. Even though Mo3 was having success, he still had problems. He was homeless at the time, and around this time is where he would meet his manager, Rainwater. Rainwater would elevate 3 to where we know him as today. The first mixtape they put out was named Shotter. He would also meet another person who would help him in his career named DJ D-Real. With the help of Rainwater and DJ D-Real, he pressed up 10,000 CDs and hit the streets. The crazy part, Mo3 was selling out CDs when everybody else had all their stuff on the internet, making over $100,000 in 3 days. At the same time, DJ D-Real was putting 3 on his compilation albums, sending them out to different states, and he became a household name. His name grew from 2014 to the end of 2015. Mo3 dropped 9 songs on YouTube, and on November 25th, 2015, he dropped Shadows Reloaded mixtape. Shadows Reloaded was a success, but Mo3 would find out that DJ B Real was doing some shady stuff behind his back. DJ B Real was pressing up his own CDs, filling out orders that Mo3 had no idea about, keeping all the money for himself. The two had a big falling out, and DJ B Real would take to social media to talk bad about 3, but Mo3 would eventually catch up with him, and this happened.
I know. They need to be talking. I need to know. My plan need to know. Stop getting up. Stop getting up. Sit down, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know. I got no problem with him. He got a problem with me. Why you got a problem with me, buddy? Good. We good. You don't talk about me again.
After the success of Shadows Reloaded, Mo3 would link up with his favorite rapper, Lil Boosie, on May 2nd, 2016. He had a meet and greet, and Boosie already heard of Mo3 through his brother, TQ. 2 months later, Boosie would fly Mo3 out to Atlanta, and they would work on some music. They would drop the song, What She Said. Instead of signing Mo3, Boosie let him stay independent, but gave him that Boosie cosign. On October 31st, 2017, he dropped 4 Indictments, the mixtape, hosted by DJ Drama. Shortly after this, he did get a record deal with Epic Records.
Back to back, we hit them up, they know what my intentions is. In the streets, bitch, I'm a judge. My ops gon' get this life sentence deep. Check the SCOTUS.
On August 2nd, 2017, he dropped the song Andan, which was a huge success, and he also dropped the song True Story, which we'll get into the background about this song later. But because of the situation, Epic Records didn't want to mess with 3 no more. So 3 eventually bought himself out of his contract, and after only being signed for 2 months, he was back independent. But on March 15, 2018, Mo3 would drop Shadow 3.0, and there was no looking back. 3 was bringing in $10,000 a show and was booked from Monday through Sunday. For the rest of 2018, 3 released 16 songs and shot over 10 videos to go with them. But on January 14, 2019, this is where most of the world became familiar with Mo3. He dropped the Everybody remix featuring Lil Boosie, which made him a down south household name. But all the success 3 was having, there was a lot of BS going on in the streets. At the same time 3 was coming up, there were also some other rappers on the come up as well. Go Yayo, Trap Boy Freddy, and Yellow Beezy. And the one thing they all had in common, they all had beef with Mo3 during Mo3's come up. Go Yayo popped up on the scene in 2014 with his song Don't Trip. His career took off before Mo3. Go Yayo had beef with everybody in Fort Worth, Texas, but him and 3 was cool at first. But a word on the streets that Yayo was jealous of Mo3's success, which caused problems. Now, Trap Boy Freddy and Mo3 were homeboys at first. Trap Boy Freddy said he got dragged into the beef because 3 wanted him to stop talking to Go Yayo. And then, instead of Trap Boy cutting ties with Go Yayo, he dropped a song called Pick 6, which features Go Yayo, Yellow Beezy, and some other artists. This made 3 feel some type of way. And the sad part about it, that Trap Boy Freddy and Mo3 has been knowing each other since middle school. This resulted in Mo3 pulling up on Trap Boy Freddy at his clothing store and confronting him. Mo3 posted on IG after this saying he was just trying to fight, but Trap Boy Freddy was too scared to put his gun down. Trap Boy responded saying his Oak Cliff pass was revoked. Not long after this, a situation happened in Fort Worth, Texas between 3 and Go Yayo, and this is where the song True Story comes from. Mo3 threw a birthday dance and was on stage when Go Yayo asked him to get on stage, and Mo3 refused and told him he was kicking it with his people tonight, and this made Go Yayo feel some type of way. They left the venue, and headed to a club called Platinum for an after party where Go Yayo was already at. Go Yayo is from Fort Worth, Texas, so Mo3 was on his turf. They said when they came in the club, the whole club turned around and started turning up and acted violent towards 3 and his crew. 3 and Go Yayo exchanged some words, and Rainwater tried to get 3 of his entourage at the club. They escorted them out the club, but they escorted them to a fenced-in patio. A group of people rushed 3 and his crew, shots went off, and somebody died. No one was charged at first, but a month later, they raided Mo3's house and locked them up with suspicion of being involved with the murder. Even though 3 had all this drama going on, but this didn't slow him down one bit. In 2019, he would drop the album Osama, which did great numbers. And in February 2020, he would drop his duo album with Lil Boosie called Badass Mo3. That same year, he would drop Broken Love Remix with Kevin Gates, which since then has went platinum. But Mo3 would never get to see the success of his album.
What goes around, comes around. Gotta watch my back cause they plotting to gun me down.
On November 11th, 2020, Mo3 was in his car on Interstate 35 after leaving the ladies' friend's house. Mo3 would call his manager Rainwater and tell him that a black Chevy Camaro was following him. A few minutes later, he would tell Rainwater that the car was shooting at him. Mo3 stopped his car in the middle of the interstate, jumped out, and ran to the other side to allegedly retrieve a gun, but didn't have time. A guy hopped out the black Chevy Camaro, chased 3 down the interstate, and they got them down. Mo3's death was a combination of a bunch of unfortunate situations. The first situation was between his homeboy Wrld and Yella Beezy. Wrld was a comedian that did skits and stuff on the internet, and he also did shows all across the U.S. Him and Yella Beezy got into it on live, and bad blood was formed. Yella Beezy and his crew would catch Wrld at the club King and Diamonds where they jumped him. And after this, Wrld wanted a one-on-one fade with him, but Yella Beezy would not give it to him.
I know I ain't gonna be able to I know the fight ain't gonna never be able to be set up. You understand me? So I just want to clear this out. You understand me? This beef ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but Yella Beezy and Wrld. You understand me? That's all. This little boxing match ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. All these hostile. What's up with them partners back there, Yella? What's up with them dudes back there, man? What's up with them dudes back there? Them wilders. Yeah, them wilders back there behind you right there. I ain't talking to them, I'm talking to you. I want the one-on-one with you. I ain't talking about them.
Now, I'ma really be honest. I really wish they would have just fought and got it over with, because this would have stopped a lot of deaths and a lot of people from being killed and injured in this beef. But on September 15, 2018, Wrld was sitting in his car when he was shot in the leg. He eventually recovered from this, but on October 13, 2018, he died from blood clots due to the shooting. The next day after this, Yella Beezy was on Interstate 35, the same interstate that Mo3 died on, where allegedly Mo3, Bubba, and an unknown other person pulled up on the side of Yella Beezy, shooting up the Sprinter van and hitting Yella Beezy multiple times. Soon after that happened, and while Yella Beezy was in the hospital, Mo3 would drop 2 diss songs talking about it.
Interviewers be asking me like, what's up with you and these rappers in the city? I don't fuck with none of these bitch ass rappers, nigga, they scared of me. That's on game. Tell them I'm ready, don't hide now. It's up and I don't wanna talk it out.
That one was called 219. He would also drop a song called 221, dissing Yella Beezy some more and telling his side of the story. 10 days after 221 was dropped, Mo3 would suffer another loss, where his homeboy Bubba was caught at the gas station, shot and killed. Now, in all honesty, this beef had jumped way out of control. Soon after Bubba and Wrld was killed, 2 of Trap Boy Freddy homeboys were hit up, and allegedly, Mo3 took the credit for that in the song called I Am the Truth. This beef had turned into a bloodbath, with Trap Boy Freddy even saying somebody jumped out the bushes, shooting up his Sprinter van, hitting one of his homegirls. This beef was really out of hand, and I really wish somebody could have stepped in and stopped the whole thing. A month before Mo3 died, he was allegedly involved in a shootout in Houston, Texas, where he killed the person. They beefed all the way up to Mo3's death. A week before Mo3 died, this was him on Instagram, taunting Trap Boy Freddy for being shot.
I bet your partner sitting up there looking like, bro, so he just gonna act like he get shot? A couple weeks ago, he gonna act like he ain't hit him up and be live. Stop playing. I don't know who did it, I'm just saying. Why you capping like your leg got broken in a car wreck?
So as you can see, this beef was on all the way up to Mo3's death. Because the next week after that live, Mo3 was shot and killed on Interstate 35. Now, what I want to say, the cause of Mo3 death is really petty situations and let them escalate to his no return. I want to say R.I.P. to Mo3, R.I.P. to Bubba, R.I.P. to Wrld. Hey man, this is just a sad situation of how us as young black men let petty situations escalate into an all-out war.